All right, so now you have some experience doing a little bit of JavaScript. So we made some different components. Obviously, you already know how to do HTML and CSS, but you'll see with JavaScript you can create some really unique and interesting experiences. We obviously haven't done anything like overly crazy. If you look at some websites, they have some really amazing things that they do, but that would obviously take quite a bit of knowledge in order to get to that part. I'm only trying to do the things that you would typically see on an average website, just because it's a little bit simpler. You can probably find other literature on it on the internet. You could probably find things to kind of support you with that. And next week, what we're going to do is actually do a responsive menu. So you know how like it collapses to like a what do you call it, a hamburger menu, and we'll also do a carousel. I think that's what we're doing. So that's what we're going to do in the next one. So it'll be like a little bit of a level above this, but I just wanted to kind of introduce you to it. I feel like the best way to learn is just to do it. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of theory and you don't remember it anyway. I'm not expecting you at this point to just know it. So if you're like, I don't know what I just did, it's fine. I just want you to kind of get a general understanding of it so that if you were to go online, let's say you need something, like you have a project and a client needs something very specifically, I'm not expecting you to be able to just go without anything. Most programmers don't work that way anyway. What I want you to have is enough knowledge that you can find it and then, or find something at least similar and then adapt it to what you need. And maybe make some changes, or maybe at some point, it's a starting point that you can start to do that. But JavaScript be a whole class in and of itself. I'm just trying to get you kind of in that kind of coding idea. All right. And if you've done other coding, other programming, you'll have more of appreciation for this. And this is the difference between, lots of stuff about web design. I say it's coding. This is more programming. JavaScript is a scripting language, but scripting languages are a lot like programming languages. So before we were dealing with CSS and HTML, HTML is a markup language, and you're not doing your typical kind of coding things. You're just wrapping text. And CSS is, I don't know what that would be. I don't think it's markup, but it targets and it does a different thing. You'll notice that now once you start doing if, then else, and for loops and different conditions and things like that, you run functions and stuff. That's programming. Okay, so you'll start to appreciate it as you go along, but that's where the real power comes in to create like interesting, unique things. But it is way overwhelming, so I understand that. I don't want you to get scared off by it. I just want you to be able to recognize it and utilize